Welcome back. The time now is 6:38. Well, it turns out more and more Americans do not want the wall. Plus, Democrats attempt to filibuster Trump's Supreme Court justice nominee. And advertisers are jumping ship, pulling ads left and right from the O'Reilly factor after sexual assault allegations surface against Mr. Bill. Let's get right to it. Your top 4 and 4 countdown starts right now. Starting with headline number 4, a short showdown on Capitol Hill that did not end in the favor of Democrats. A motion by Senate Democrats to delay the vote on Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch until April 24th has failed. The vote was a delaying tactic. Senate Democratic leader Charles Schumer called the vote after an exchange on the floor in which he noted Republicans' obstruction of former Barack Obama's nominees, including his pick for the same Supreme Court seat, Merrick Garland. The Senate on Thursday voted 55-45 to successfully filibuster Gorsuch's nomination. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell moved to change Senate rules to remove a 60-vote filibuster requirement for Gorsuch and all future Supreme Court nominees, reducing it to a simple majority in the 100-member Senate. After the change, Gorsuch is expected to be confirmed today. Well, headline number 3, most Americans oppose funding President Donald Trump's wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. That's according to a poll released Thursday by the Associated Press. Well, it's a progress report, if you will, on Mr. Trump. The poll shows even many supporters reject Trump's proposed budget cuts to scientific and medical research. The president gets higher marks for efforts to boost defense spending and beef up the Border Patrol. Congressional Republicans and Democrats are wrestling over whether to include a down payment for the wall, paid for by U.S. taxpayers instead of Mexico, despite Trump's promises in the spending bill to keep the government open at the end of the month. The poll offers a mixed view of Trump's budget plan. People support cuts to foreign aid, but definitely oppose cuts to spending on environmental programs. Well, here's headline number 2. A new study from Equal Pay Day tomorrow reveals the size of the gender wage gap and its detrimental effects on the spending power of women in Mississippi. Women employed full-time year-round in the state are paid just 76 cents for every dollar paid to men, amounting to a yearly gap of $9,982. Well, that means Mississippi women lose a combined total of nearly $6 billion every year, money that could strengthen the state economy. According to the analysis, if the gap between women's and men's wages in Mississippi are eliminated, a woman in the state who holds a full-time year-round job would have enough money for 1.5 more years of food, more than 9 additional months of mortgage and utility payments, nearly 14 more months of rent, and 27 more months of child care. Well, James Brown may have been onto something when he said it's a man's world. At least here in the U.S., here's why. The National Partnership finds that the largest cents on the dollar differences in the country are in Wyoming, Louisiana, West Virginia, Utah, and North Dakota. Well, finally, here it is. Headline number 1. The O'Reilly factor is facing a growing advertiser revolt as 36 companies have pulled their commercials from the show amid a scandal involving the host, Bill O'Reilly. Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, Allstate, Credit Karma, Wayfair, just to name a few, are pulling ads from the O'Reilly factor. The New York Times reported on Sunday that settlements totaling $13 million had been reached with 5 women who accused O'Reilly of sexual harassment and/or verbal abuse. Now, O'Reilly did not address the Times report on his show Monday night. O'Reilly has denied all the accusations made against him. He has been the center of attention for the last several weeks. In fact, just recently, O'Reilly faced criticism after he mocked Democratic Representative Maxine Waters' hair. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, quote, "I was distracted by that James Brown wig." Well, when it comes to these sexual assault allegations, Bill O'Reilly did release a statement. Let me say it in the way that James Brown would say it. Bill O'Reilly claims he pays the cost to be the boss. The statement says, quote, "Just like other prominent and controversial people, I'm vulnerable to lawsuits from individuals who want me to pay them to avoid negative publicity," end quote. Now, I know I've used a lot of James Brown in our top 4 and 4 countdown today, but I figure might as well keep the momentum going. Mr. O'Reilly, if those allegations are true, Papa may need a brand new bag of tricks to get out of this one. We'll be right back after this.